Hello everybody, welcome to my weird and wonderful world, and today I'm doing my vinyl tag, but because I don't have any vinyl except for maybe this one here, my LP of Lateralis. That's the only LP I own, so I don't have any vinyl. This tag was started by Rob Walker. Let the Music Play is his channel, and a few of my favorite music channels that I watch, like Larry well, I'll get to that when I get to another part. Well, there's 20 questions with the vinyl tag, but I'm going to be calling it my CD tag. And I compiled I looked at the 20 questions that was posed by Rob Walker, and I had watched other people do this, many other people doing the vinyl tag. So it's like, yeah, okay, I'll do my own vinyl tag, but it'll be a CD tag because I'll be presenting CDs mostly and stuff. So there's 20 questions in all, so I might as well get into them. So, favorite record I purchased in 2023. Now that was a toss-up, okay? There's two in particular that was vying for the first place, for top place. Because I bought this one first, The Girl's Crying in Her Latte by Sparks. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite LP or album that came out in 2023. Well, it doesn't say that it needs to be in 2023, but this is my favorite album that I purchased. A close second would be, of course, The King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, but this is a bit of an older album. This actually came out this year. But these are pretty much tied as my favorite two albums that I've been listening to throughout this year and that I bought this year. So that's my entry for number one. Now my entry for question number two is the last record I bought in 2023. Well, that has to be the Nik Kershaw. Absolutely 100%. That is the last album I bought, and I actually like it. I mean, there's only two songs that I really like, okay, that I would give a 10 out of 10, well, personally, and the rest I would give some of them I would give like a 6 out of... A couple of songs I would give a 6 out of 10. There's a couple of songs I would give a 7 out of 10, and so on and so forth. But there's two songs I give a 10 out of 10 on this that I really like. But that is the last one I bought in 2023. Now, band or singer who released two albums in the same year. I'm going to go with the same choice Larry Graves did for his vinyl tag, and that's my Sparks, Kimono My House, and Propaganda. Both came out in 19 and yeah, like wow, like 50, yeah, 50 years ago. 50 years ago these albums are turning, and so, yeah, 1974. So they both came out in 1974, and they're awesome. They're two of my favorite albums. Yeah. So, now, a decade I'd listen to. If I can only pick one decade and from the past to listen to for the rest of my life, doesn't matter what genre or album, I would have access to all of them, hopefully. What decade? Now, part of me so badly wants to pick the 80s, okay? Because I was a big metalhead. I wasn't a big fan. There's certain fads in the 80s that although I love the 80s, there was a lot of weird music that I wasn't really into. And so, like, because I was born in 1971, the 80s would have been my entire teenage years. But when I have to pick a decade, I have to pick the 70s. There's such groovy, soulful, There's Deep and Dark with the Black Sabbaths and the Led Zeppelins and the and all those great bands. The, there's so many great bands that came out in the 70s. There's such great music. An honorable mention in the 70s music would be, of course, Hot Butter, who did those electronic instrumentals like Popcorn, Percolator, so many more. So yeah, a big shout out to that. So that's the decade because there's a lot of psychedelic music in those days. The Moog synthesizer was just being developed like full time, and there's a certain dynamic and a rockiness to the 70s music that Plus, it's some of the best era of certain bands. Like, for me, my favorite era of AC/DC would be the 70s. My favorite era of Kiss would be the 70s. My favorite era of, so many bands that I think they're, like Rush. Rush's best years, I think, was, again, in the 70s. So, that's what I chose for that decade. Now, I should get a little bit more in a hurry to finish this video. Who cares? I want to. I'll stretch it out if I need to. So I had to pick an album I had from that's from Manchester. That's where Rob Walker is from. So that's why he chose for that particular place to be prominent. So a Manchester album. Well, I don't know if it's exactly a Manchester album, but I know the band is from Manchester. So I want to, it's the Herman's Hermits, their greatest hits. Yeah, Manchester band, so that's my choice for that one there. What band or artist do I listen to the most? And I'm assuming that's for the for 2023. What bands did I listen to the most in 2023? And it doesn't matter in this video. I am going to repeat certain artists or certain albums. It's just, I'm not going to limit myself to only like trying to find something different. The band that I listen to the most by and far has been Sparks. These two guys up here in this poster. Especially these three albums. But I have been playing all the albums here and there. But these are the ones I go back to a lot. Specifically these two. I can't get enough of those two. So that's my answer for question number 6. What band or artist do I listen to the most in 2023? Now okay, I have it right here. 7-inch records. Now, again, that is like, how can I answer that question? Question number 7 of 7-inch records. I don't own any 7-inch records. This is the only record I own. All I have are CDs. So I say, okay, what would be the CD equivalent of a 40 like a 7-inch 45 record? And I would have to pick my these 5 Belle and Sebastian albums, because they're, rather than being like EPs are usually about half an hour long, these 5 albums on average length are about 20 minutes. 20 minutes long each album. They don't even go nowhere near the 30-minute mark. And some of these are like even shorter than that. But on average, it's about a 20 minute albums. There's only like about 4 songs. There's 4 songs on that. There's 4 songs on this one. There's 4 songs on this one. There's 3 songs on this, on Jonathan Davis. Yeah. And Legal Man. Legal Man is only 3 songs. See? Legal Man, Judy is a Dick Slap, and Winter Wooski. So they're pretty darn short. So that's my consideration for my equivalent for a 7-inch record. All right. Now, who is coming to my dinner party? Okay. If I have a dinner party and I can only invite 4 people to my dinner party of musicians, they have to be musicians, and they could be dead or alive, it doesn't matter. The 4 people that I would want at my dinner party are all alive, and just because I want to be in their presence, and they would have to answer my questions. And I think it'd be so cool. Is these 4 guys here? Is Danny Carey, Maynard James Keenan. Can't really see him there, but that's on the bottom on this side here. That's Justin Chancellor, and over here, right here, a little bit below the frame there, that's Adam Jones. The members of Tool, my favorite band in the world. So yeah, I would want to have a dinner party with them because I mean, I'm biased, of course. They are my favorite band, and I think I have such an interesting conversation with each and every one of them. I mean, I would pick their brains about details and so much more. So that was that answer. Now, where am I at? Okay. So I just answered number 8. Who's coming to my dinner party? So now is number 9. I choose one musician who passed away in 2023. Now, unfortunately, I don't own any music whatsoever from anybody who had passed away in 2023, musicians that is. So I want to pick, because he only one, right? So I want to pick the one person which I don't have any of their work, but they would be the first ones that I would pick up of their work, and that would be Gordon Lightfoot. I would love to get at least a greatest hits or 2 of all the best stuff, and maybe start working up from there. But yeah, it would be Gordon Lightfoot. That's who I choose as my number 9 question. Now my number 10 question. What country, if I could just listen to one place where music came, it could have been the United States, it could be from Canada, it could be from anywhere. What country would I want to hear that particular music? Who would I choose as my only supplier of music? I so badly again wanted to say the United States because there's so many great bands and music that came from the United States. But if I only had, I would probably still choose England because so much awesome music came from England that I mean, I'm not going to name any bands, but you know who I'm talking about. All that great music that came over from England. And there's a lot of it. So yeah, I would have to pick England. Like United States would be the second closest. Now, name three vinyl community channels that I discovered in 2023. Now, first I want to start off with because I only started doing my YouTube channel in 2023, about 10 months ago. That was probably early March that I started doing my this channel. And I had already discovered Sparks, and I was going, and I had discovered Larry Graves' channel because I wanted to look into hearing some reviews and rankings of the Sparks albums, and his was the first one that popped up on the top. So it's like, and then and I'm pretty sure I had seen Larry Graves before in another video a while back, but it's not until I and not until I watched that Sparks ranking that he was doing that made me become a fan of his. And from there, so I would have to say, yeah, Larry Graves would be one of them, but I want to name 3 others besides Larry Graves, but he was the catalyst that got me into these 3. So I'm going to name 3, and that would be Glenn Calloway from The Basement, Alex from Beer and Vinyl, and Steve from All the World's a Stage. Those are the 3 I'm choosing. Any names or any channels that I mention in this video, I am going to leave a link to their channels down in the comments below. I'm not going to leave it in the description, but I will leave them down in the comments below. Not long after I post this this video. And then, show an album I bought as a teen. And an album I bought as a teen. Did I put that here? I gotta look for it. I thought I put that out. Oh, yeah, it's right here. I had them in the wrong order. So, an album I bought as a teen. I'm going to pick, actually, what I think was... And when I first bought this, okay, I bought this as an LP. It was a vinyl, and yeah, right when it first came out, I think I may have been 13 years old. Yeah, I was 13, maybe 14 years old when this album came. I went to a place called the Passage. That's when they used to sell. Now the Passage sells crystals and meditation books and stuff like that. But the Passage, I remember when I was 13 years old, was a music store, like a used CD music store that had all kinds of great music in that. And the proprietor at the time, I forget his name now, but he brought out this album, Steve Vai Flexible, and I had just enough money to buy it, and so I ended up buying this. So this here is the 36th anniversary edition of it, which is awesome. It is remastered and stuff, I think. So that is that's my choice of albums that I bought as a teenager, because it was probably my very first album that actual record that I own, like that I bought with my own money. Everything I think prior to that was bought by my parents or just like whoever had it around the place. So that's that for that. Now I'm only at question number where am I? Yeah. Oh. Question number. It feels like I missed one. Oh no, that's in the wrong order. I'll say that. I'll put that to the side. Okay, so yeah, show a funk or soul. Yeah, I'm at 13 right now. Show a funk or soul record. The only one I can think of is Blood, Sex, Sugar, Magic by Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I think this is so funky and for the type of music, yeah, it's their funkiest album by far. I can't really think of anything else in funk that I might have. Like, I've been racking my brain trying to think of if I had anything else, but no, I'm pretty sure that this is the funkiest. I mean, I do have their Mother's Milk, which is also just as funky as this, but this is really funky. Their fourth song on here is called Funky Monks. So yeah, this is a really funky album. Now I'm at question number 14. Show a record that everybody has and a record that nobody has. Well, the record I think that everybody has, any red-blooded music fan especially of the last 50 years, has to have this in their collection. I think most people do, and if they don't, they should, They should be, unless you really, for some reason, don't like this artist. But he's always been a fantastic artist. Michael Jackson, Thriller. Come on, I'm sure everybody has that in their collection, or if they don't, they wish they did. But yeah, that's my choice for that. And an album that nobody has, that I think, for me, my most obscure album I own, and I'm sure nobody has this, and that's the Electric Lucifer by Bruce Hack. This was made in this was released in 1970, a year before I was born, and it's an odd album. It's not your typical kind of sit back and relax, and it was experimental. It's meant to make you think. It's meant to give you a positive message of peace, love, and hope, and understanding, and all that good stuff. It's a very unknown album, and I think it has to be an unknown album. But that's my choice for the least, the one that nobody has. Now, a record by a female artist that I bought in 2023. Now, it wasn't released in 2023, but I did buy it pretty much right at the beginning of the year. And that would have been Elastica, with at least 3 members are female, so it has to count. I mean, the main singer, which is her there, the girl in the middle. Yeah, she's the singer, and so that counts. That's my female artist that I bought this year. Now, album I describe as a 90s class. Oh, well, no, I missed one. Question number 16. Favorite video I posted in 2023, or a video that's been posted in 2023. I mean, that's what I wrote down. Favorite video I posted in 2023, and that would be the one that did the best. I think the one that has my highest view count so far is my warning to any potential scammers, where in the caption it says beware of scammers. And because that was a service announcement that really was necessary to make. I was kind of proud to do that one, because it just shows that how honest and forthcoming I am with any of my videos. That I try to give you the real deal, and if I can help other people in the process, and if I ever have to do another video like that where I need to warn people that you should look out for this. This is something going around, and you could be at risk. So that's what that's one of my favorite videos out there. There's others, personal reasons, but in seriousness and in importance, that's probably my favorite video that I made all year, basically since starting my channel. And I'm trying to think of a channel, just a little bonus question answer, that my favorite video that I've watched from any YouTube channel. It's a hard one, but I want to go with the Trash Talkers, when they did my last request of what was it? My last request that I gave them. I forget now. But yeah, if you can go and find that, I'll find all the requests that I did to the Trash Talkers, and that was that last one that I gave them, and I'll leave it right up here in the right up in that corner, so you can check that out. So yeah, it was the last request that I ended up giving the Trash Talkers that they did on their channel. Now, an album I describe as a 90s classic. This is question number 17. Yeah, we're going to go with the Nevermind. Again, something that probably anybody who grew up in their teens in the 90s probably have this. And I think it's a quintessential 90s classic. I mean, it broke ground. It changed the nature of music. People started all the music that, it's like, what, you can be broody and mystical and dark and still be a good band. And a lot of people, yeah, this killed, basically this, I would say single-handedly, it was the album that killed hair metal in many respects. I mean, it started, I mean, grunge was going on before this came out, but this is what brought it into people's conscientious mind. It was this album, so that's why that one's the album I describe it as a 90s classic, because everybody has, a lot of people have that. Choose a record cover to enter. If I could go into a record cover and live there. The only one that popped in my mind that I have in all of my albums is like, and I tried to look for something else because I thought, well, this is kind of corny, but at the same time, like, why wouldn't you want to be in this album cover? And I would have to say, Kiss's Love Gun. That looks like something that happens often backstage with Kiss. It would happen right there, and I would love to be a part of what was like the next few moments after this shot was taken. Yeah, that would be I think that would have been a trip place to be in that cover. So that's my question. That's my answer for question number 18. There, choose a cover to enter. Now, like a greatest hits are familiar for me. Like this is an album throughout my life that I feel for me it's the greatest hits album that I put it on, and every song for me is a hit. And it would be the album that I've played the most in my entire lifetime. It's the album that I worn out 4 times and ended up giving one of them away to the Trash Talkers. It's this. It's Tool Lateralis. You think I couldn't sneak in my favorite band in this list somewhere? But it is such a truth that this has so many hits on it for me. For me, The Grudge, The Patient, Schism, Parabola, Ticks and Leeches, Lateralis, Disposition, Reflection, Triad, one of my favorite instrumental was the only instrumental they've done ever, like in that form. That this has to be that my number 19th question, the greatest. Yeah. And now the last question: show an album from 1974. So I made it to the last question, and it would again have to be my first favorite band. The album that made me a huge fan of music, and this album in particular, made this group my favorite band of my pre-teens, and that would be Kiss. Kiss. Their debut album, which debuted in 1974. This is turning 50 years old. I was about 3, maybe 4 years old when my uncle brought this over an LP and played that. And when he got to the last song on side 2 of Black Diamond, and that guitaring and everything, like that end part started slowing down, and it just like I had. And all the songs were the most rocking songs, because before this, all I was aware of was I had that record of How Much Is That Doggy in the Window by Patti Page, and all that 60s and 50s music that my dad was playing on a classic radio station that he had to all the time. So I grew up on, and whatever country albums that my granddad probably had lying around too. A lot of the George Jones and Hank Williams and Charlie Prides and all them type of old country. I was not into, but this is the album that boom made me a fan of that type of music and everything. So they influenced me the most growing up for my taste in music. So that's why I chose that one for my showing an album of 1974. So yep, there's all my. I went through all those questions, and so that's my video for my CD tag, not my vinyl tag, because I don't have I only have one vinyl. Well, I'm gonna let you go right now. I've been doing this for half an hour, so as always, please be safe. Take care. I will see you on the flip side, and please, everyone, have a great day, evening, night, wherever you may be. Peace, everybody.